What's up, guys, to the long-awaited part 2. Just want to apologize. I was very sick with the flu and I lost my voice for a few days, so I honestly was unable to commentate and give you the video. But here we are. Honestly, reworking the entire formation took a lot less time than with Kukaku. Also, 2 of the level 10 Spirit Stones ended up in the temporary bag slot. So I'm still surprised I didn't get any Dodge Stones. But it was nice. I mean, got mostly good stones, and I will have a surprise for the third part. Also have a lot more stones and a lot more other things. But unfortunately, that's going to be at the end of the Christmas festival, because that's when I'll be getting Kokuto. And I'll also be getting another surprise. But in this video, I was basically going to rework my entire formation again. Finally saying goodbye to Hikifune, which was pretty much, I think, the first support or the first event partner I got. When I first started my very first Bleach Online video. I recharged 20k to get her as well as Shinigami Kensei. So she is definitely the oldest event partner I have on the team that I've been using. Pretty much the only person that stays will be Namaya. But he's gonna go away as soon as I get Kokuto. So didn't have too many solo conquests stacked up and I was losing power because of that. Cotton has a lot, like not too much higher fortifies than Ryujin, but it's still going to take me some time to catch up to that. Then I also had to spend a lot of gold on Inherits, which was just another issue. I mean, I had to basically reincarnate Inherit, I had to do Bond Inherit, I had to do Inherits for modifications. I just had to do for like so many different things. Then I had to also level up the partners because that's a big issue. I mean, I have to get their level up, I have to reincarnate them, swap the equipments around. Just so many different things to do, but the good part is I was able to use up a lot of materials that I had saved up, and it solves the worst issue I had on Bleach Online, which was splitting everything between Hikifune and Namaya. Now I had to basically swap everything into to Toushiro because he's gonna be my most stacked support. I'm gonna be running him first. People were saying, like, why am I not getting Kokuto because he counters Toushiro and all that kind of stuff, but I did say it over and over in the first part that I will be getting Kokuto on the last day, and I still am going to keep my strategy of having Toushiro go first because I believe I'm either second or third fastest in the CSB after all these changes. Also, do realize that this is pretty much from the first day of the Christmas Carnival when I purchased everything. My power went up slightly since then, and I did improve my formation a little bit more, so this is out of date. But you're not going to see more recent changes until the third part comes out. So I had to swap over Fury Stones. I basically need to keep Psychic on my 2 supports because I don't have the Evo yet. Even to this day, I have level 7 Evo on Toushiro, and I need, I think, 9 or 10 to start getting Fury, so that's also another problem, but also need to level them all up. So maybe in the third part you will see me start spending reincarnation stones and inheriting my partners because I have almost 2 pages of level 159 partners. I just need to get rid of them. And as always, you know, doing some minor swaps, I had to go out and do myself bonds. Bonds are just like ridiculous. This time around they were really easy. I mean, Kukaku made me struggle. Not gonna lie, the last bond made me actually take quite a bit of time. But Toshiro's was straightforward. HVI's is also straightforward. And then when I do Kokuto, it should be the same as Toushiro. So the bonds will be very quick and easy. And that's just something you should make sure you do every time. Here I had to get Psychic and make sure my main could T1 because the original weapon I had for Psychic when it came to Assaulters was Kukaku's weapon. And then I changed the enchant, so it kind of messed me up there. But here, it was pretty straightforward. I think the first and last bond, Toushiro or whoever, like HVI has the same thing or the same requirements. He had to do the most damage. For the 2 inner bonds, basically the main character had to do the most damage while Toushiro did the least. And it was just simple. And honestly, the best part about Hell vs Ichigo is the fact that he just keeps skilling. I mean, you don't need to put any fury on him. His attacks are always skills, and it's just nice to see. So I did the reverse because I already had the main stacked up. So I figured why not just have the main do the inner bonds and then swap everything over to Hellverse and give it to him. So after using this team for a few days, I would probably say that I'll have Toushiro as the most stacked, and then I think I'll stack Hellverse as my second. Just because I don't believe Kokuto will be killing Mukins at all. Hellverse has the highest chance because of his last mod that helps him ignore defense, and he can get really strong, especially with Kokuto's mod. I mean, 40% extra attack, 40% damage rate. It's gonna make my Hellverse a lot stronger, and that's why I think after I get 70 exclusive on Toushiro, I'll be putting exclusives into Hellverse and pretty much try to make Hellverse my second fastest. Because Toushiro will hit with the freeze, and I want Hellverse to hit right after that. So the formation is gonna be nice. It's gonna take me a few months to properly get settled. I have a lot of stuff to do. I have Hogus to improve on, mod soul assist to do. I'm stuck in like a recharging addiction right now, so I was basically recharging like 2K throughout almost every single day of the events, pretty much just to get all those exclusives. And I guess I'll also be getting a Grimjaw mod soul pet on the last day, so it's gonna be a lot more of a power increase. And after Christmas ends, I guess that's when I just, slow down with this game. I really need to go for levels and just see how the team develops over time. But I can't wait. Honestly, been having fun with the game again since I got Toushiro at Hellverse. Kokuto will really improve the team. I just have so much stuff to do throughout this week. But anyway, most of the stuff is done with. Once I get Kokuto, I assume it wouldn't take me too long to do the bonds and swap some things over. Namaya is dead weight right now in the formation, so my battle power is a lot lower than it should be. I know Kokuto will probably push me close to like 6.5 million. So Namaya right now only has his level 15 exclusives, but I took off his reincarnation, took off his bonds. I took his modifications off as well, so Namaya is just sitting there with the equipments. Can't wait to get rid of him. Also, modifications are an issue for me, and I was skipping through the evolution material sweeps, so I was just showing you as I was putting the items in. But basically, I need to get myself Kukaku's last mod, which I still don't have. I fully modded Hellverse Ichigo, so that whole accelerated modified talk of me getting him on the first day and getting more frags was really pointless because I fully modded him day one anyway. Toushiro 5th mod is all he needs right now. And for Kokuto, I think I'd go for 6th mod. And maybe after I get the 6th mod, I go for Kukaku 7th. And then I go back and finish Kokuto. And then I guess I'll just do Toushiro. But I don't think I can get the Kukaku 7th mod after Kokuto 6th. Only if I inherit everything I have right now. Which, a lot of gold has been spent towards inherits. It really has. I mean, changing your formation... There's a difference between changing one partner at a time and changing an entire formation. I'm surprised I was able to, do all of this because I had a lot of material stacked up, a lot of gold saved up as well. And the inherit system is nice. I still wish I had inherits for Zanpakuto Fortifies, maybe even inherits for, Evolution for sure. I wish that had inherits. And I really wish that Hogus had it because I could, upgrade Hogus better. It's like 6k gold to go from a tier 11 to a tier 12 and another 6k from tier 12 to tier 13, so it's kind of bad. I do want to get reincarnations up for Hellverse and Toushiro. I want to keep Toushiro at a very high one, maybe at least get him to 4, but I think Hellverse would get the 5th reincarnation. That'd be my first 5th reincarnation because I really needed the PvE damage. I mean, he's my only solution when it comes to Void. I did do Void Region with this team, and the only way I do damage with Void right now is because of Kukaku and Ryujin. So that's why I really need to get that 7th mod as well. Like I said, all of this I'm basically commentating after all this is done. It was also another 3-hour video shortened to be under 30 minutes, but you guys get to see all the stuff I went through. So. For the Assaulter for Hellverse, I wanted to get the 300% damage rate skill, or 300% skill go off. For Toushiro, I wanted to get the one that ignores enemy defenses. I think that would definitely be a lot more beneficial because ignoring defense is probably better than 300%. And since Hellverse already starts ignoring enemies' defense, that 300% is going to be super stacked. A lot of stuff have actually happened. I don't want to, like, I'm trying so hard not to commentate over things that would be for part 3. That's kind of what happens when I've been sick and couldn't commentate for a few days, and now I have to do the second part. But hopefully it's a Christmas present for those of you who've been looking forward to it. It should have been out a lot sooner. The one issue I'm worried about is trying to make sure Hellverse is faster than Kokuto. And I could have gone for like another level into or like almost another 2 levels into the tier 12 Hogu for strength. But honestly, Kukaku also needs to get a stam up. I could have bought tier 13s for 6k each and just, use the Hogus into that. But you need around 430 Hogu enhanced talismans to go from 1 to 10. And since I already had tier 12s laying around, I might as well just utilize them. The stat difference isn't too bad. It costs a lot more Hogus to get yourself tier 13s maxed out for a slight stat boost. And another issue is you have to spend 6k gold to get those. So right now I have recharged so much since I came back to the game. And I have spent so much gold that pretty much at this point I was worried about how I'm going to get Kokuto on the last day. But I recharged. I only missed recharging on the second day because I was just literally that sick that I couldn't even get on the computer to do anything. No dailies, no events. But ever since the second day, I've been recharging 2k gold every single day. So that gives me a lot of items. And even though it was only 150% super value, the amount of exclusives you were getting and candies and all this other stuff, I wanted to get candies for universal sockets as well. Here I was deciding, maybe I don't need to redo my stones, but I figured why not redo my stones anyway. Probably when I get Kokuto, I'm going to end up redoing my stones for a 3rd time. And then I keep this formation. In the future, I'll probably get Gerard because of the modification he has for boosting everyone's defenses, not just Kido defense. And his skill also boosts everyone's defenses by another 30%, I think, so it's really good. And then I guess I would mess around with Hashwalt if I did get Gerard because he also gives a lot of defenses. So by then maybe I'll switch off Toushiro and run like a really full defensive setup. I have a lot of plans for Bleach Online when it comes to 2018. I guess I just finally got back into the game and it's actually fun. So I want to really raise my power and try around all the formations. If they actually do end up releasing a Nozarashi Zanpakuto throughout this year or next year, I will be looking forward to getting it. I'll definitely get it. I'll assume it'll have Bankai Kenpachi as the fortification. So that might be also another possibility. I have to look forward to future events like Dragon Ball Festival because my mod soul assists are still trash. I'm going to get 1 Grimjow, maybe get 2. It depends how much gold I'll have. But I'll basically have a level 80 Grimjow and maybe just a fresh one. Because the only good mod soul I have right now is a Harryville. Otherwise, I'm stuck with my Yuri mod souls and a Minazuki that's a super low level. And I think I have a Death Lord or whatever the Baragon mod soul is called. So redoing all my stones, I'll have a ton of level 10 Spirit Stone boxes to open up again on the last day. I hope I can have, slightly better luck than I did the first time. I mean, I would love to get more agilities, more strengths. Definitely want to get more strengths, wisdoms, and agilities. But it's also going to be I'm going to be very nervous when it comes to opening the Spirit Stone boxes. I have a ton of exclusives saved up. I'll have red Hogyokus as well as Hogyoku pills. So many good stuff from all these events. Honestly, this Christmas Carnival is really good. That's why I need it to end so I can stop recharging. Because, yeah, I'm on that addiction right now. I mean, I have to recharge because of all this stuff. I'm thinking too far into a long-term plan. And, I'm going to end up recharging for bargain sale anyway to get more gold if I drop down to 0. So why not just get myself all the items now and still have some gold left over so I don't have to recharge in January. New Year's won't come until the end of January. These games, they celebrate Chinese New Year's, not our New Year. And for that reason, we're not going to see anything at the beginning of January. It's going to be towards the end of January, closer to February. New Year's last year was good for recharging. I hope it's not, better than Carnival or I just hope it's not tempting enough for me because I really want to take a break for a few months. Easter Feast was really good 2 years ago. I don't know what it was last year, but there are some good holiday events. For sure, the next time I see myself recharging big, like I did for Christmas, is gonna be Dragon Ball Festival. Because that is the best event I was ever a part of. And I need to get myself all those mod soul assists. Like I really do. That's what basically started the Brazil account when I did play on it. And yeah, that account is still alive. Binix plays on it. He ended up getting hashballed for the account to increase your watch's damage. So if I would ever bring out any gameplay from that account, I guess maybe in the future, if there is something to get or to show off, maybe do like a CSB video from the Brazil side just to show you guys how it is. But all this changes. I mean, it honestly gets exhausting. Changing your formation and redoing the stones. The good thing about getting higher tiered stones is I don't need to get sockets, but I will have enough sockets to probably max out Hellverse's set as well as Kukaku's. And then all the leftover sockets I'll be going into Toshiro's set, which kind of hurts because I do end up getting him a 130 set. And I think it's like 34 sockets for basically the last one in each slot. So 34 times 6, I'll need over 180 sockets. It's really bad. But honestly, with the high level stones he has, he doesn't need anymore. Only if I guess wanted to get myself strengths into him, which Hellverse doesn't have level 12 strengths yet, so I wouldn't even go down that route. But eventually I do want to get everyone to have wisdoms and strength stones. Maybe if I start upgrading, my second support set, I could eventually transfer it to Toushiro and have it to my main one. But for now, it's a huge improvement on the account. I'm satisfied with the progress it's been going through. I have way too many break defense stones, and I think, there's just like a lot of stuff I need to manage in this thing. I had enough Red Hogyokus, so I got the last hybrid speed. Toushiro has all these speed hybrid ones except for attack and speed, physical attack and speed, I'm not going to get that for him. And he doesn't have the flat red speed one, simply for the reason that he has a gold one. And honestly, it would give me a slight stat increase. I think it's like the gold is 900 agility or 900 speed per level, while the red one is 1100. So 200 per level does add up eventually. But I'm just going to hold out. The next red Hogyoku I'm going to go for is probably a red physical attack. I really want to work on Hellverse Ichigo's damage. Toushiro finally reached that point where there's not really too much I can improve without using up so many resources. And I guess it's at this point where I finally, I don't think I ever reached this point in Bleach Online, but to the point where I have to actually balance out my entire team and try to see how much damage I get. Finally use up all my CSB stones, which, I was gonna go for 120 sets. I'll be slowly getting 140 accessories on everyone. Basically, every time the Ultimate Arsenal event comes back, I'll get one 140 accessory at a time. It's gonna be a huge improvement. And this is honestly frustrating. When you get so many sets, you have to lock and forge it. So I had to basically lock every single piece of equipment, forge it to get myself Asachi. Another funny thing is, right before I was doing all this stuff, the next night on reset, the Go Games released an update where you can stack certain materials past 999 to 9999, 9999, including Asachi that stacks up that high. They don't have a sort button in this game for bags like they do in Unlimited Ninja. So I have some little mochila space now until I get Kokuto to finally use up all the remaining materials and be free from that. It was such bad timing, honestly, for them to release that update. And that update should have existed so much further back. It took them so long to do that. And certain things still don't stack up. I don't think XP books stack, or they made a lot of things stack a lot higher than 999, and this 140 set is ridiculously expensive. I mean, after getting the 130, I'm left with 8,500 Asachi, and you need close to 13,250. So I'm still about 5k Asachi off. I don't know when I'll be able to obtain that, to be honest. I don't want to... the most efficient way to get Asachi is by buying the extra Senju chants every single day for gold, which I could do. But I'm still wondering if maybe I should balance out the set, maybe get Hellverse's set upgraded a couple of times. Maybe like the first, I think like first 2-3 set upgrades aren't too expensive. I still don't know what to do about that. I still can't make up my mind if I want to get just everybody a level 80 set and then go back to a 140 set on Toushiro, or just stack everything to get that 140. Had to also do refines because that goes away, which I didn't get perfect refines, but I needed to get, basically I wanted to get purple agility and purple wisdom, and that wasn't going to be the case most of the time. So I try to get as best I could. Get agility, wisdom, and stamina, or even strength for like defenses. There's just a lot of stuff to play into right now. You know, the Ryujin meta is completely different than Cotton. I mean, speed is kind of dead, but at the same time it helps out. You really do need defenses. You want to outlive your opponents. Ryujin meta is just who can tank the longest. And for certain reasons, Hashwalt would have been better. But I don't have any plans of getting him until I get Gerard, which could be probably until next year Christmas. Who knows? It's always good to prepare yourself for Christmas because for the last 2 years it's been the same, and you can always get yourself one partner for a very good deal. Funny enough is though, we get screwed because Brazil on the second set of Christmas events gets Rio Furnace while EU doesn't, and neither does obviously North American Go Games. This was me starting to recharge, so I was doing this every single day for the entire event cycle. Just to get myself gold and all those exclusives and other materials. But as I was saying, you know, Brazil gets Real Furnace, we don't. And Brazil also gets 1.5k points for every 1k gold, so or something like that. They basically, they get the points that we should have been getting from last year, but we didn't. We get less points for more gold, and they get more points for the same amount of gold that we have to spend. So Brazil's Christmas events were slightly better, and they also had 300% rebates, which last year Christmas I think they had 500%. So not sure what the story of 500% rebates are over there. But Kokuto shares the same bond partners as Hellverse, which is good. Here I ended up getting the Rangiku because I dismissed her way back then. This was the formation from the first day. There have been slight improvements. You know, the battle power is probably 300-400k off, and I decided to do CSB on the first day, which surprisingly there was a good amount of improvement. I mean, on the very first day I was only able to beat one Mukin, and on the second day I tried, I ended up RNGing to the point where I could beat another Mukin, and then I finally fought Hotaro in my CSB for the very first time, and I won. So I'm pretty sure with Kokuto, Hellverse doing almost like double his damage would be a very good improvement, plus his Fury drop on the enemy team. The Kokuto is just such a good partner overall, and when it comes to Hellverse Ichigo, you really need to get him. And Namaya is just so dead weight. He literally does nothing because I don't have his Halo anymore. I inherited that. His Mutilate will go on one person, but his damage is not even that strong. So I really can't wait till I get Kokuto. I mean, it's going to be a huge difference for the entire team. And I just love seeing Hellverse hit. He hits like a truck. I mean, you will see here the amount of damage he's pulling off. He does so much more damage since then because I did get 140 strength accessories for him. You know, I really can't wait to show you guys the third part. I've recorded a lot of videos. It's also going to be a pain to take all the videos and edit them out, but for that reason I will edit all the videos I have before the last day, and basically all I have to do is just take the stuff I record on the last day of the events, put it into a video, commentate, and I'll try to get that video out, if not the same day, maybe the day after that. But that's still gonna be until like Saturday. We still have like 4 days before the events end. 4 more days of recharging, and then I finally get everything and I'll be done. So this is where, so first time you should know is this is when I fought Furia on the day 1. The second day he got Hellverse Ichigo. I assume he's gonna get Kokuto because he's still using a Q or a Hime. So, you know, I honestly don't get the point of why would you get Hellverse when you're stacking Mukin. His Mukin's always gonna be stronger than his Hellverse. You can't really stack 2 Assaulters as good as each other. So I don't know. But anyway, that's if he gets Kokuto, it's gonna be a hard fight. But I can't wait until I get my Kokuto and see how everything goes. And then here fighting Miyu for the first time. Very stacked Mukin. I mean, like pretty much there's only 3 Mukins I haven't killed, and he's one of them. So I wonder if Kokuto's actually gonna make that difference. But it's gonna increase my power, give me more survivability, make Hellverse a lot stronger. There's just also a lot more power to gain on the very last day. So I'm hoping for some decent improvement on the third part of the video. But that's everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. There was a lot of stuff to see. I had to speed it up, but the commentary was just giving you guys my opinions. I'm feeling a little bit better now, so I can at least do YouTube again. Just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and sorry if I'm late as well. But finally got the video up for you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the third part, which I will try my best to get out on the very last day.